Catch me swinging for the fence, dead presidents. You know. What's good, everybody? Your boy need a fucking cut. Your boy need a fresh cut. Actually, next week though. Next week. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode, another edition. No new edition. Just the recent. No new edition, just the recent. Already started with the bars. Exactly, so why the fuck you talking to her for? So why the fuck you talking to her for? Nah, that shit is... I be saying that shit too much. That shit's too funny. Welcome everyone. Another edition. The No Signal Podcast with your boy, your host, the one and only Mondo, man. Welcome everyone. Welcome. It's been eventful weekend. A real eventful weekend. Not even All-Star weekend was this eventful, honestly, which is what we're about to get at today. So, but first I just want to say a little story time real quick and shit. You know what I mean? Real quick story time. Let me paint out the picture for y'all real quick. So my girl, she live out of state, if y'all ain't know. Now you do, but either way, what was that shit? She ended up, we got each other gifts, right? But I had my gifts shipped out to her, and she has her like gifts for me. She barely shipped them today and stuff, so I'm waiting on that. But at the same time, she got me Timbos. So when the wind blows, I see my polos and Timbos. Yo, some Biggie? What song is that? Me and my bitch. It's me and my bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'll repeat a CD of Biggs, me and my bitch. What does he say? He says, throwing my clothes out the window, so when the wind blows, I see my polos and Timbos. That's bars right there. But either way, she got me some Timbs, yo. I'm telling you right now, when I got the fucking True Religion jeans with the fucking Timbs, I was acting up. Like, me, y'all know I fucks with like Jay-Z, Joey Badass, fucking Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest, all the East Coast shit. You know what I mean? East Coast rap and shit. Like, pretty much New York based and shit. You know what I mean? But, like, either way, like, I just love their, like, you know, like their, how do you say culture out there? Their, like, influence out there. Like, the way they dress and shit. You know what I mean? Like, Timbos and, like, baggy clothes and, like, puffer coats and shit. That shit, bro. Like, that's the shit I like and shit. But, yeah, to go back with the story, she got me some Timbos or whatever. I had got me some True Religions because I knew, I was like, yo, the True Religion with the Timbos, like, this combo is gonna go crazy right now. Like, I was like, yo, this combo is gonna go crazy right now. So I ended up putting had my True Religions on, and then when I got my Timbos, So Saturday morning, I woke up and she was like, "Oh, like your Timbs are there. It says delivered and blah blah blah." And I was just like, "Oh shit!" Like, all right, say less. And then she's like, "Oh, look, this is where it's at." And you know how FedEx, like, they take a picture of it and shit. They take a picture of the package and shit before they leave it and shit, or just to take a picture to let you know where it's at and shit. But anyways, it was at my fucking neighbor's house, this neighbor over here on this side. And, like, keep in mind, like, we don't really have, like, bad history and shit. Like, the only bad history is, like, one time their dog hopped the fence and he fucking, like, broke through the fucking screen door and, like, killed our, like, Yorkie at the time. You know what I mean? Like, a Yorkie we had. But it was a fucking big-ass, like, pit bull dog and shit. Like, big-ass pit bull dogs. Like, you know them. They fucking strong as shit. You know what I mean? I was about to say they like fucking little people, but it's like, no, they like strong than little people and shit. It's like I don't even know. That shit was a crazy ass day. But either way, yo. It was over there at the neighbor's house, and I was like, oh shit, like. I told my mom, I was like, oh, look, it says it's at the neighbor's or something. I don't know whose dog is this because it was a dog in the picture. It wasn't our dog. So I was like, oh, it's a dog in the picture. Whose fucking dog is this? And then she was like, oh, I think it's the neighbor's. Let me go check. I shit you not, right there where the package was, it was like 10 minutes ago when my girl sent me the fucking like screenshot picture and shit. Like 10 to 20 minutes ago or some shit like that. So when my mom goes over and like knocks and whatever, and she's like going around the house like trying to find someone to open the door or some shit, because they got my package and they took it inside and they locked the door. Like someone was in there. Like how fucking weird do you fucking look stealing someone else's package, or not even like looking at the fucking package, just getting the box and going inside, and like I don't even know what the fuck people be on, but either way, neighbor's dumb as shit. So whatever shit, like I was already fucking heated in the morning and shit. I was like, fucking stupid ass neighbors, like why the fuck you got my fucking package and shit? Like, do you not see the fucking box? Do you not see the fucking address? Like, did you not address the address and see, oh, this is not my house, this is not my name, whose is it? Like, put two and two together and shit. Dumbass people. But anyways, some shit. Oh man, like fucking whatever. We ended up going to La Puente and shit. We ate at some taco spot that we always like going to and shit. And then we came back. By the time we came back, there was someone there already. So me and my mom, we go. And then the lady like opens the door. I was like, yeah, I got I'm here for my package. I guess you guys got it. And then she's like, oh yeah, let me call my mom and see where it's at. And then she closes the door. And in my head, I was like, why the fuck you got to call your mom? Like, what the fuck is your mom have to do with this shit? Like, I was like tripping this shit. But anyways, like my mom was behind me. And then like, she's all like, my mom, like she doesn't know when it goes too far. Like she takes it to like, the thing about my mom is when she argues, when she screams and shit, she starts getting emotional and like is about to cry. I'm like, you're showing weak. Like I want to tell her like you're showing weakness. Like you're not supposed to be crying, like arguing and shit. Like what the fuck? But like my mom, like she gets like like, you know what I mean? Like she really gets like that, bro. Like she gets all like inside. Like I don't know what the fuck it is, but well, back then when they used to like call from school and she'll get mad at me, she'll like get so mad to where her throat would dry out. And then like she'll be like, we'll go to school. And I'll be like, oh, what the fuck? And then she'll be like, like coughing. I'm like, yo, go drink some fucking water or some shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? She's over here screaming and shit. Yo, got my face red as shit. She's like mad screaming like at the lady and shit. Cause like my mom, like she turned, like she told the lady like, yeah, right. Cause she was like, oh, my mom thought it was ours. And then she put it in the closet and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, like what the fuck? Like, why the fuck is it going to be in the closet? What the fuck you guys hiding for and shit? Anyways, my mom was like, oh, yeah, right. And then like I turned around and I started walking away. And then the lady comes out. She's like, did you say something? Did you say something? Did you say something? And then my mom was like, yeah, that's fucked up because every time we get your guys' mail, and then because like I guess we get their mail sometimes and then we have to take it to them. My mom's like, oh, every time we get your mail and blah, 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 and all this stuff. What does she say? She's like, oh, every time we get the mail and all this stuff, I bring it to you. You guys don't even bother to bring it to us and blah, blah, blah. Whenever you guys get our stuff and all this shit. And then like the lady is like, you're fucking delusional. You're crazy. You're psycho and blah, blah. Like she's just going off like that and shit. And then like my mom, she's still like screaming outside the fence. And then I told like the lady started telling my mom like, oh, fuck is wrong with you? Fuck are you talking about? And I was like, what? Like, I was like, oh, hell no. And I was like, for the Timbos, like the New York in me got to come out. The New York got to come out of me. I was like, look at this bat. I was like, look at the package. Does it say your name? Does it say your address? Does it say your name? Are you him? No, you're not him. I'm him. Fuck is you talking about? Like, I was going off, bro. Like, I'm telling you, she was like, what the fuck? You guys are fucking weirdos. And I'm like, we're the fucking weirdos. You're the one holding my fucking package hostage and shit. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck is it that FedEx posted a picture like 10 minutes before I even go check at the fucking house? And when I go check for my package at the house, it's not there. It's not there. It's inside the house. Oh, who put it inside the house? I don't know. Maybe someone inside. So someone inside was fucking like ignoring us the whole time and shit. Like what the fuck? Like they were like ignoring us the whole time and shit. But it's stupid as fuck because it really shows like how fucking stupid and weird people are, bro. Like fucking weird ass bitch, bro. All them motherfuckers in that house, bro. Weird as shit. Fuck is you talking about? Fucking dumbass people, bro. That should be pissing me the fuck off, for real. I ain't even gonna hold you. Let me get some fucking light in this bitch, for real. Oh, I like that. I like the scenery. I'ma scope the scenery out. Ah, let me get some water. Good fucking water. I needed that shit. Hold on. Hold on. All right, yo. All right, so let's get into this All-Star weekend. Terrible All-Star weekend, man. Like it's really like it's really just sad to see it how it's become these days and shit. Not only the All-Star game, but the other events as well. Like literally it's gotten so bad that they had to put a fucking Sabrina versus Steph like 3-point contest. Like it was close. It was a good like, oh, like at the edge of my seat type shit, but I was just like, like, oh, this isn't really like what All-Star weekend is about, like action, fucking creativeness or whatever, fucking like how they show like like big like monumental moments in All-Star weekend and shit, like oh fucking Vince Carter 360 windmill, oh fucking Dwight Howard Superman throwing that shit from the free throw line, like you know what I mean? Like there's not really like those like monumental moments, like how it's not like monumental, it's more like how do you fucking like stamp like a stamp moment, like how just a moment in general, I guess I'm gonna just leave it at that, like just a moment in general. Like they don't have like that much good like moments and shit. Let me start off with the fucking let me start off with the skills challenge. The skills challenge. They had, what is it? Like, oh, Team Powell versus Team Jalen Rose, Team this versus Team that, a little like tournament and shit. Don't get me wrong, I like that. I like that because it gives like the younger players, a lot of the younger players to get some playing time and shit. Like you seen what's his name, Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey in that shit. You know what I mean? Like you would think like, oh, some Pistons players and shit, like Pistons got the worst record in the league. Like none of them is gonna be in the All-Star weekend, but nah, like they get some guys out there to participate in shit. Like you seen Wemby, you seen Chet, you seen fucking Scotty Barnes and shit. I don't even know if Scotty Barnes is in that shit. But either way, they had like a team full of G League players and shit, and they fucking like they beat. It was like Mac McClung and some other G League players and shit, and they beat the fucking NBA players. Like this was really like y'all see this right now, right? Like y'all seeing this right now, like a fucking G League team fucking up some NBA talent and shit, which was crazy. And the skill challenge, don't even get me started with that shit. Like Scotty Barnes, bro, like oh fucking like throwing that shit behind the head and shit. Like y'all seen where the fucking ball went? That shit went way the fuck to the left, the right, wherever the fuck, however you want to look at it. That shit went way left, bro. But it's like all these fucking comments and shit. It's like all like Scotty is not beating those allegations and shit. If y'all don't know what like the allegations with Scotty Barnes and shit, like people are saying that like Scotty Barnes is like autistic and shit. That's why I shouldn't even be laughing, but they saying like Scotty Barnes is autistic and shit because he's like, because like they seen like old interviews, whatever the fuck, they seen his like streams or whatever the fucking shit, and then seeing that shit in All-Star weekend, it's like, bro, like you really gonna fucking be way off like that and shit, like that shit was just sad to watch. And Anthony Edwards too, like This was shooting the threes after he went through the little like the obstacle course and shit. He had to shoot the corner three. He missed like all three of them. All three of them shot with the left hand. I'm like, bro, like what the fuck? Like somebody come look at this, man. Somebody come look at this. Like I don't know if any of y'all seen that shit, but that shit was just terrible, bro. That shit was just terrible. What else? What else? I wrote this down. I was like, but I'll save that question for like the end or some shit like that. It says, how does All Star experience feel as a fan watching at home? From my perspective and shit. From my perspective, it's like it's unentertaining. It's unsatisfying. It's just dull. That's a good word to put it. Dull. It's just nothing but dullness. It's just flat. Like no like what is it? Rising action, no climax and shit. No, none of that shit. You know what I mean? Like how the movie script, rising action, climax and like shit like that. There's not really like no like besides the what? Like slam dunk? Like that's like the fucking climax of the whole weekend and shit. You go to All Star, you see the All Star game, that shit's boring. Like, oh, okay, fucking, and Adam Silver at the end, he was like, oh, you're the first team. Congratulations, East. You're the first team to score 200 points. All right. And then that's all he said. Like, oh, you're not gonna fucking, oh, first time in NBA history. This is amazing, and but like he's not even gassing it up. He was bored watching it too. That's why he was like, all right, great. Like just so fucking like plain and simple. Like and they showed I seen the fouls like over the other like all-star games and shit. It's like like 30 to 20 fouls called. And this last one it was like only like 5 fouls called. But at the same time it's like you look at the defense, there's no fucking defense. Like everyone's just trying to get a fucking highlight. Everyone's just trying to get like that like try to fucking like hype up the crowd and shit. Like come on, bro. Like the way you hype up a crowd is actually locking motherfuckers up. Like, oh shit, like KD's getting locked down by motherfucking what's his name? Giannis and shit. Like, oh shit, like Giannis is going at KD. KD's locking his ass back up. Like, shit like that, bro. Like, that's what we want to see. The competitiveness. Like, just look at it this way. Just look at it this way. Any normal people, any normal like 9 to 5 guy, whatever the fuck, he goes on a business trip. And what do you think he does on that business trip? He does his work. He does the work that he's used to doing, that he's used to putting in and shit. So it's like all-star players, like, you know what I mean? Oh, they don't go. It's like all-star break is just a break for other people, for all the other players that didn't make the all-star. That's their break. Like you look at Rui Hachimura's Instagram, he's over here doing a little vacation shit. He's like doing a little workout on a vacation and shit. Like on the beach and shit. Like All-Star break is a break for like guys who didn't make the All-Star. All-Star break is just fucking the All-Stars that made it. Like, oh, you're the best of the best of your team. You're the best of the best in your whatever. Yeah, just team and shit. Like fucking like show us what made you get there. Show us what got you there. Show us the moves and whatever. Show us the skills that got you there, that got you to an all-star level. You know what I mean? Like that's that shit, bro. That's like from a fan's perspective, that's all we want to see. Just like you doing your job and shit. You know what I mean? Like just how I said it right now. Like, oh, any normal like guy going on a business trip, what is he gonna do on the business trip? He's gonna go do business. He's gonna go for work. He's gonna do the work that he's always used to doing, that he's always been putting in and shit. I mean, there's no other way you can, compare that grader. I don't know. But either way, damn, it's fucking time's going by fast. But anyways, moving on. Sabrina versus Steph. Should the NBA have another event like this? Like another like WNBA player, NBA player? Or should it be like, should the WNBA players like mix with the NBA players to do the skills challenge, shit like that, to make it like somewhat like, not mysterious, but just more like intriguing. You know what I mean? Yeah, intriguing. That's the word I was looking for. More intrigued. Like, oh, okay, like, oh, this player and this player. Like, say, oh, okay, like someone on the Lakers, two players on the Lakers, and you get a WNBA player. Like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. And then just do the skills challenge and shit like that, whatever. Like have like at least because the WNBA players, like the girls, they don't have All Star Weekend. They have like Governor's Ball or some shit like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what it's called. If I'm not mistaken, but either way, I think it's best or yeah, it's best to have like WNBA players like you know in the skills challenge, like get a piece of the action and shit. Like be a part of it and shit, because WNBA, NBA is just, they're just like cousins to each other and shit. So it's just like, oh, okay, like, oh, you want to come through, you want to slide through, like, shit, come through, shit, fuck it, bring some players and shit, mix it in with the skills challenge. Um, yeah, that's about it. Just make it into a skills challenge. Just put the WNBA players in a skills challenge and shit. But as far as the Sabrina and Steph 3-point challenge, I feel like next year they're gonna one up. They're gonna one up. They're gonna get another WNBA player for sure, and they're gonna get another NBA player for sure to go against. To pair with each, Steph and Sabrina. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Steph gets Clay as his partner or Damian Lillard as his partner. That would be insane, bro. Like Damian Lillard and Steph on the 3-point challenge, like a little combo. That's fire. That's fire, dude. That's fire, dude. But but moving on right here. What else? Slam dunk contest, man. I'm gonna just keep it short and simple. Loss of creativity. Jaylen Brown upsetting dunks. Like you really brought the Michael Jackson glove out. Like all this talk in the summer and shit or whatever on Twitter and shit. Oh, Jaylen Brown don't got a left hand. He don't got no left hand. He can't dribble with his left. He can't go left. And then you come out and do a fucking dunk with your left hand. It's just like, okay, like with the glove on and shit. It's just like they said that he got more off that than Jaime Jaquez did jumping over Shaq. I gotta review that shit because I didn't see that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way a little Michael Jackson glove got a higher fucking score. And anyways, we need better judges and shit. We need better judges for real. We need judges that have actually been in the slam dunk contest and shit. Like, oh, excuse me, that actually know the difficulty and the creativity and shit that actually goes into making these dunks and shit. You know what I mean? Making these dunks come to life. Like I seen a clip of like what's his name, like Cheryl. I think it was Cheryl Swoops. Cheryl Swoops' son. He's in the G League, and he did like a fake East Bay. Like he brought it like down like this, but he brought it back up this way. He didn't go all the way through. Like he brought it down, tapped it, and then came back. Like, do you know how fucking hard that shit is, bro? And like nobody in the NBA dunk contest has tried that. No one's even tried that fucking Jason Richardson like reverse East Bay like with the left and shit. You know what I mean? Like they haven't. That shit's difficult, bro. That shit's tough, for real. But slam dunk contest, man, they need to. I really don't know. They need to actually like know like who can dunk in the league. They need to know who can actually like pull these dunks off for real. Because it's like. Seeing that Jaylen Brown jumping over Kai like in a chair, bro. You putting a 5-foot dude in the chair, like you can't jump over him just straight off like vert and shit. Straight him standing up right there. At least push off him, like you know what I mean, and like jump over his ass, but like in a chair, bro. And this motherfucker really almost kicked Kai in the head, bro. That shit would have been so like. That shit would have been. That shit would have been funny, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That shit would have been funny as fuck. But like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of it in a comical aspect, in the comedy aspect, for real. But moving on, right here, the main topic of discussion: All-Star Game. My thoughts on All-Star Game: loss of respect, competitiveness, and meaning. Straight up, honestly. What do I mean by loss of respect? Like the players that get in the All-Star game, like they're just like, like like dude, throw it over here. Oh, we turn it over. Oh, we got jog back. Like just like being lousy, like loss of respect, literally, like just lose a respect for the game. Like, you know what I mean? Just like like whatever. Oh, like Damian Lillard, like this fool was actually like who did they say they said it was like, oh, Kevin Durant was actually like trying to lock up. But nah, like Damian Lillard, that motherfucker was actually trying to score. Like he was actually trying to get some buckets in. Like those two half court shots, I was like, God damn. And those are like the only two times he tried it. Like, wow. And he sunk both of them shits in. That shit was crazy. That shit had Steph like tripping. Like, if y'all look at the replay, Steph looked at him. He was like, he looked all the way down at him. He stared at him for like a good minute for real. But loss of respect for the All-Star game as well as competitiveness. Competitiveness like ties into the loss of respect and shit. Because if you're not gonna, respect your other fellow All-Star peers that are on the same court as you, then where's the competitiveness in that? Where's the competitiveness, or what is it? Where's the respect without the competitiveness? Competitiveness without the respect. One of those two. One of those two. Y'all put in either order. And meaning, yeah, the meaning of All-Star game. Like you're an All-Star player. Like it means something, bro. Like you're doing something. Like I don't know. But this what had me tripping out. This what had me tripping out the other day, for real. Cause I seen that they switched up the All-Star like gameplay format. Back like remember when RIP Kobe, when Kobe passed away, they put in a little thing where it's like, oh, the first three quarters, like those points don't matter or some shit like that, or like they tally, like they add them up and shit. In like the fourth quarter, like the target score is like 24 points or some shit like that. I wrote it down right here. It's like, it said normal 12 3-minute quarters. And then it says right here, quote, will be the leading team's total score after the first three quarters plus 24 points, unquote. So, you know what I mean? The leading team's total score after the first three quarters plus 24 points. So, like, I don't know if if y'all look back at just look back at that first game that they implemented this rule. Just look back at that same game. Straight competitive, bro. Straight competitive. Remember, it was like, oh shit, 1 point game. Oh, Harden get fouled, or Kyle Lowry got fouled, or someone got fouled, like, and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then it was just like so like intense. Like that was like the last time I remember that shit being so heated and like competitive and shit. Like on the fucking edge of my seat. Like, oh shit, like we gotta win. Like we gotta get this shit. Like, you know what I mean? But either way, man, fucking, I really don't know. I really don't know why they switched that up. Because once they switched it up, then you seen like, oh, fucking Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum last year in the All-Star break doing one-on-one in the All-Star game. Like, what the fuck is that? That's gonna tie into my next segment right now. But yeah, man, after they stopped doing that 24 points, first three quarters plus 24 points at the end. After they stopped doing that, it just stopped being competitive, bro. Straight up. Another segment right here. Things NBA could do to improve All-Star Weekend. These first two right here, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard them. 1v1s. Pretty much like 1v1s. It has to be on a Saturday. It has to be on a Saturday. So 1v1s, maybe 2-on-2s. You know, who's the best duo in the league? Braun, AD, Luka, Kyrie, Murray, Jokic, shit like that. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Oh, another one right here. Rookie versus sophomore. Friday nights. They really need to go back to rookie versus sophomore for real. Rookie versus sophomore. And honestly, like, a way to switch up the All-Star game as like Sunday's game, just straight up as the league is right now, how it is expanded like so globally and shit, and how we get so much foreign players in the league. I think it's about time we start a USA versus the world versus the world, game and stuff like that. They did it previously on a Friday, but with the rookie sophomores, they didn't call it rookie sophomores. They just called it USA versus the world. So I don't know why they stopped doing that. But either way, man, like I'm just saying the world is expanding. Even if you don't have like European players that get enough all-star votes, you could still put European players that are good on decent teams. You know what I mean? Like get a fucking Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, get a fucking Bogdanovich. You know what I mean? Like an easy 15 points per game type dude and shit, like someone like that, man, for real. Sabonis and shit. Who else? Who else? Let me just get one more. Let me get one more out. Kristaps. You know what I mean? Kristaps, Jokic, Murray, all these fucking Shea Gilgeous. You know what I mean? All these fucking Wiggins, all these fucking players, bro. Like all this talent. And I heard on Gil's Arena the other day or earlier today, some shit like that, that they were bringing it up and they were like, oh, but there's not, if you put USA versus the world is going to have too much bigs and stuff like that. But this is what I'm saying. Like, you got to get guys that are on decent teams that, fans don't really like vote for them and shit. You got to get decent players on decent teams to actually fill in the void and shit. Like I'm saying, bro, Wiggins, fucking who else? Rui Hachimura. There you go, Rui. Zubac, another big. Like I said, Luca. Who else? Who else is another? Fucking. I was about to say like Utah Watanabe, but that fool's like he rarely plays with Phoenix. I haven't seen that fool play in a minute. Um, who else is another foreign good player? Who's on the Knicks? OG Anunoby? Oh, is OG foreign? Is OG a foreign player? I really don't know, but either way, man. Either way, I feel like it's time we start doing that shit, man. USA versus the world for real, and that or either change the jerseys and keep it simple. Back then, throwback to when all star games teams wore home and away jerseys, but it determines where All Star Weekend lands: Eastern Conference or Western Conference. If it lands in the Western Conference, then the West side got to put the home jerseys on, and the East got to bring their away jerseys. You know what I mean? And vice versa. If it's on the East, West Coast got to bring their away jerseys and shit, and East Coast stay home. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man. It's a bunch of loud ass fucking car out there and shit. But either way, man. Let me end off on a little Lakers recap. Last week the Lakers played the Jazz. Lakers played the Jazz. Braun sat out that game. Braun sat out that game. Let me start on the Utah side. Utah had about 7 players with 10 or more points. Wow. Leading scorer was Colin Sexton, 18 points, 3 assists. Lowry Markkanen, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Who else? Jordan Clarkson, 17 points. Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench, 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Fucking leading scorer on the Lakers, Anthony Davis. Good shit. Finished the game off with 37 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Good shit. Rui Hachimura next up, 36 points, a big 36 points in just 33 minutes. Reeves, there you go, 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists to go along with 3 steals. And D'Lo almost had a triple-double, 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 17 assists. There's a diamond out there for real. But let me give a little predictions real quick on the next 5 games for the Lakers before I end this episode off. So tomorrow, Lakers play Golden State. I got us winning that one. Lakers play Spurs Friday at home. I got us winning that one as well. Friday. Oh, not even Friday. Sunday against the Suns. I'm gonna say I got us losing that one. I'm gonna say a loss. And next week, Wednesday against the Clippers, I'm low-key gonna say a loss on that one. And next week, Thursday against Wizards, that's an easy dub. Actually, if I'm being real with you, if I'm being honest with you, you know what I mean? But either way, man, uh, yeah, that's my little, take on the All-Star weekend and stuff like that, on ways the NBA could improve it or switch it up and stuff like that. I highly believe like It'll be a good, it'll be a good move if they go back to the home versus away jerseys for the All-Star game. But in reality, there's so much stuff the NBA could do to go back to being like great again. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, feel like we can end this. Feel like we can end the episode off here. Um. Yeah. Be sure, like always, man. Be sure to love yourself before you love anyone else. Peace. Take care. One love, man. Straight up. Thanks for watching. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on my socials: Instagram, Twitter, No Signal Mondo, Podcast IG, No Signal Pod, Spotify, No Signal Podcast, and my stream, kick.com/Bean Mondo.